I want to talk to you about a challenge, not a January thing, not a New Year thing, not a Monday thing, a right now thing. Because here's what I know. There is no perfect time to start. There is only the time you decide to start. And that time can be today. It can be tomorrow morning. It can be the moment this video ends. 30 days, no alcohol, not forever, not a lifestyle overhaul, not a meeting. 30 days, and in return I'm going to tell you exactly what's going to happen to your body, your brain, your bank account, your relationships, your performance at work, and your ability to compete in every single area of your life. Day by day, what to expect, what to do, and why these 30 days might be the most important investment you make in yourself. Doesn't matter if it's January or July. Doesn't matter if it's a Monday or a Thursday. Doesn't matter if you've tried this before and it didn't work. The only thing that matters is whether you're ready to find out what you're actually capable of. You in? Let's get after it. One quick thing before we get into day one. Pull out your phone and download a Sobriety Counter app. Sober Time, I Am Sober, NOMO, all free, all in the App Store right now. I'm not telling you it's going to save you. I'm telling you it's going to give you something surprisingly satisfying to look at every morning. Because here's what happens. You set your start date and the app starts counting. And every day you wake up and check it and there's a little check mark sitting there that wasn't there yesterday. You did that. Nobody did it for you. And somewhere around day 3 or 4, you're going to realize you're actually looking forward to seeing the next check mark. Not because an app told you to, because that check mark is proof of something real. First, why 30 days specifically? Because 30 days is long enough for your body to complete a measurable physical reset, long enough for your brain chemistry to begin genuinely recalibrating, long enough to break a habit loop and start building a new one, but short enough that it's not forever. Your brain can handle 30 days. It panics at forever, so we're not talking about forever. We're talking about 30 days. Here's what most people don't know about a 30-day alcohol break. The changes that happen in 30 days are not subtle. They are measurable. They show up in blood work. They show up in body composition. They show up in how you think, how you sleep, how you perform, and how other people perceive you. This is a legitimate performance upgrade, and it is available to absolutely anyone willing to do the work. So let's talk about the work. Before we get into the daily breakdown, I want to talk about something nobody in the sobriety space talks about enough. Sobriety makes you more marketable, not morally superior, not better than anyone else, just more competitive in every arena that matters. Here's what I mean. When you're sharp, you show up differently. You remember conversations, you follow through on commitments, you solve problems faster, you read situations more accurately, you regulate your emotions under pressure instead of reacting. Those are not soft skills. Those are the skills that get people promoted, that get contracts signed, that build reputations, that make people want to work with you and for you and around you. The guy who shows up every day clear-headed, consistent, and fully present has an enormous competitive advantage over the guy who doesn't. And here's the part that should make you sit up straight. Most people aren't doing this. Most people in your industry, your trade, your field, are operating at 70% of their capacity because of how they're recovering from the night before, or the weekend before, or the decade before. You going to 30 days is not just a health decision, it's a competitive decision. You are choosing to show up at 100% in a field full of people running at 70. Do the math. Now let's talk about what actually happens day by day. No sugarcoating version. Day 1, the decision. Day 1 is simple, deceptively simple. You've decided or you've decided to try deciding, both count. Here's what to expect. Around 5 o'clock, your brain is going to make a very compelling argument. It's going to tell you that you've earned it, that one won't hurt, that you've been good today. Your brain is an exceptional lawyer when it wants to be. Brilliant closing arguments, very persuasive. Fire it. Replace the ritual, same time, same chair, different drink, and tell one person you're doing this. Something said out loud becomes harder to quietly negotiate away. Day 2, your body starts talking. On day 2, your body starts paying attention. Sleep may go sideways tonight. You might wake up at 3 in the morning, completely alert for no reason whatsoever. This is your nervous system doing maintenance. it hasn't been able to do. Don't fight it. Get up, drink water, go back to bed. You might also feel slightly anxious or restless during the day. That's the booze leaving, not weakness. Alcohol artificially suppresses your central nervous system. When it's gone, your nervous system bounces back, sometimes harder than you'd like. This is temporary. This is also your body beginning to remember how to regulate itself. Hydrate aggressively, more water than you think you need. Your body is flushing, and water accelerates every good thing that's already starting to happen. Day 3, the first glimpse. On day 3, something happens that most people aren't expecting. Sometime today, maybe just for an hour, you are going to feel unexpectedly clear, like a window that's been painted shut for years suddenly opens. You'll probably think it's a fluke. It's not a fluke. It's a preview. That hour of clarity is your brain showing you what the next 30 days are building toward. Write down when it happens. Write down what you were doing and how it felt. Because on day 8, when things get harder, you're going to want to remember that this is real. So go outside, walk 20 minutes. Your senses are already coming back online. Let them. Day 4, the engine starts repairing the damage. On day 4, your liver has already started repairing itself. You can't feel it yet, but it's happening right now, measurably. Inflammation that was elevated is beginning to drop. Your body didn't wait for permission. The moment you stopped, it started going to work. The anxiety from days 2 and 3 is settling. Your nervous system is finding its footing. So eat a real breakfast, protein, not a bar, not coffee, an actual meal. Your blood sugar is recalibrating, and a solid morning meal cuts afternoon cravings by more than half. Day 5, the senses return. On day 5, food tastes completely different. Not slightly different, actually different. You're going to eat something you've eaten 100 times and genuinely wonder if they changed the recipe. They didn't change the recipe, you changed. Alcohol suppresses taste and smell just enough that you stop noticing the suppression. By day 5, it's lifting. This is one of the genuinely great surprises of sobriety, and it starts right now. So cook something, even something simple. Pay attention to it. This is your first tangible reward for making it this far. Day 6, energy shows up. On day 6, energy starts appearing. Not dramatically, just you get to 4 in the afternoon and you're not running on empty. Your skin is also quietly changing. Alcohol dehydrates every cell in your body. Real cellular hydration is setting in now. People who see you regularly might not be able to place what's different. You'll know. Move your body, even a 20-minute walk. Your brain is beginning to produce more natural dopamine, and physical movement amplifies it. Day 7, 1 week. Day 7, 1 week, nobody is throwing you a parade. The job still needs doing. Life continues exactly as scheduled, except you are watching all of it through a slightly cleaner window than you were 7 days ago. Here's what's happening inside you right now that you can't see. Your REM sleep cycles are beginning to normalize, natural dopamine production is measurably higher, blood pressure has likely dropped, and liver inflammation is continuing to decrease. 1 week in and you are already a different biological machine than you were on day 1. Look at your week and find the hours drinking was occupying. The before, the during, the fog, the morning after, that time is yours now. Decide what you're going to do with even 1 hour of it. The week 2 shift, days 8 through 14. Week 2 is where it gets genuinely interesting. The cravings don't disappear in week 2. Let's be honest about that. But they change character. They go from loud and insistent to background noise. Still present, just not running the operation anymore. Days 8 through 10. Something happens that most people don't notice until later. You handle something stressful, a hard day, a difficult conversation, something that would have sent you straight to the fridge a week ago, and you handle it without a drink being any part of the equation. You won't even notice you did it until hours later. That moment is bigger than it sounds. That is your nervous system demonstrating that it remembers how to do its actual job. That is the version of you that was always in there getting some room to operate. Around day 10, your skin looks noticeably better. I know that sounds trivial. It isn't. How you look affects how people treat you. How people treat you affects how you feel about yourself. How you feel about yourself affects every decision you make. This chain matters. Day 12 through 14, something shifts in how people interact with you. You're more present in conversations. You remember what people told you. You follow through on things you said you'd do. People notice they can't always name it, but they notice. And here's the marketability piece again. The person who is consistently present and consistently follows through is the person who gets trusted with more and more responsibility, more opportunity, more money, more of everything that matters professionally. 2 weeks of showing up fully, and you are already building a reputation that most people never build. Start moving your body intentionally every day, even 20 minutes. Your brain is producing more dopamine naturally, and exercise doubles the effect. Stack them, and week 2 can feel like you found a gear you forgot you had. Well, you made it to the halfway point. Day 15. Stop for a second and acknowledge that you've done something that most people who say they're going to try this never actually do. You showed up for 15 days when nobody was making you. That is evidence of something important about who you are. Here's what's happening at the halfway point. Your brain's reward system is genuinely resetting. The baseline level of dopamine in your system right now is measurably higher than it was 2 weeks ago. Things that should feel good are starting to feel good again. Small things, morning light, a good meal, a solid conversation, a problem solved cleanly. Those things were blunted before, not dramatically, just enough that you stopped fully experiencing them. They're coming back online now. And here's the professional implication of that motivation. Real motivation, not the manufactured kind that comes from a functioning reward system. When your dopamine baseline is suppressed, you have to work harder to feel good about progress. When it's functioning properly, progress feels like progress. Wins feel like wins. That feedback loop is what drives sustained high performance. You are rebuilding that feedback loop right now, on day 15. Do something you used to enjoy that quietly got pushed aside. The capacity to enjoy it is back. Use it. The emotional week, days 20 through 25. Days 22 through 25. Something surfaces, emotions, old ones that were being managed by alcohol for longer than you realized. They start coming up. You might feel sad for no obvious reason. You might feel things more intensely than you have in years. This is not a sign that something is wrong. This is the most important sign that everything is right. Your nervous system is doing the work it was designed to do. Processing, integrating, clearing out what's been sitting in the back room. Think of it like a shop that's been closed for a long time. First week back open, you're not surviving. Customers, you're cleaning up everything that accumulated while the doors were shut. It looks messier than when it was closed. That's because you can finally see what was always there. Don't reach for something to blunt it. Let it move through. That's the whole skill, and you're building it in real time right now. Train harder than usual. Whatever your physical outlet is, use it. Your emotional regulation system and your physical exertion system share the same neurological real estate. Sweat is not a metaphor here. It is a literal biochemical strategy. Days 26 through 29, the home stretch. Sleep is solid. Energy is real. Clarity isn't a fluke anymore. It's your new baseline. Your baseline by now, the people around you have noticed something different about you. Even if they haven't said it directly, you're sharper in conversations, more reliable, more present, more yourself, and you have significantly more time than you thought you had 30 days ago. Drinking takes time, not just the act, the preparation, the recovery, the fog, the hours of productivity lost, the morning after. Add it all up, and it was likely consuming 10 to 15 hours of your week. 10 to 15 hours every week. That's the equivalent of a part-time job you are working for free with negative returns. Those hours are yours now. So decide right now what you're going to do on day 31, the day after the challenge ends. The real test. It's the best way to pass a test is to already know your answer before you walk into the room. Plan it, write it down. Day 30, the reckoning day. You did it. No parade, no trophy, no dramatic music. Just you, 30 days later, looking at the world through a significantly cleaner window than the one you were looking through on day 1. Let's talk about what you've actually accomplished. Physically, your liver has measurably repaired itself. Brain chemistry has reset toward its natural baseline. Sleep architecture has been rebuilt from the ground up. Cellular hydration is restored. Inflammation markers are down. Blood pressure is lower. If you had blood work done today, the numbers would genuinely surprise you. Mentally, your cognitive function is operating at a level it hasn't in years. Memory is sharper. Decision making is clearer. Emotional regulation is stronger. The ability to sustain focus on difficult problems. The thing that separates good performers from exceptional ones is significantly improved. Professionally, you have shown up for 30 consecutive days, more present, more reliable, and more capable than you were before. That compounds. Every day that builds a reputation. Reputations are built one interaction at a time, and you've been having better interactions for a month. Financially, the average person who drinks regularly spends between $400 and $800 a month on alcohol, when you factor in everything, drinks out, drinks home, the impulse decisions made while drinking, the productivity lost. The morning after, run that number and what did you save? What did you earn back in productive hours? That number is real and it's yours. Relationally, the people who matter noticed. They may not have said it directly, but presence is being felt. Being actually there is felt, and the version of you that shows up fully is more valuable in every relationship than the version that was partially somewhere else. Write down 3 things that are different about your life right now compared to 30 days ago. Not what you gave up, what you got back. That's the real answer. Not what you stopped doing, what you started being. The challenge ahead. Here's what I want you to know about day 30. It's not the finish line, it's the qualification. You've just proven to yourself that you can do this, that the version of you that operates at full capacity is not some distant possibility. It's 30 days away from wherever you're starting, and now I want to push you further, because 60 days does something that 30 days can't. At 60 days, the new behaviors aren't just habits, they're identity. The way you handle stress, the way you show up at work, the way you sleep. The way you perform those things, stop being things you're doing and start being things you are. And 90 days does something that 60 days can't. At 90 days, not because it wasn't real, because the new version has been consistently present long enough that this is just who you are now. That's not willpower anymore. That's character. Next week, we're going to talk about the 60-day challenge. What changes, what gets harder, what gets dramatically better, and the one thing that happens between day 30 and day 60. If you made it to day 30 of this challenge, drop a comment below. I want to hear about it. If you're starting day 1 tomorrow, drop a comment. Tell me you're in. I'll be watching for you on day 30 because that window keeps getting cleaner. And what's on the other side of it is worth every single day of the work. Let's go, and God bless.